Hello everyone, myself Ketan Bhavsar, Assistant Professor in LG Engineering College, Ahmedabad. Now in VLSI design, today's unit number 3, MOS transistor, and today's topic working of MOSFET. As you all know, in previous session we discussed about MOSFET as an external bias, means how you can apply the external voltages and what exactly the effect is produced when we are talking about the external bias in terms of the accumulation, depletion and surface inversion. And also we study the basic MOS structure, like how the MOS structure is look like in the 3D way, and also we see the diagram in terms of the 3D structure, and we can identify that how the MOSFET structure is actually work when we apply the external voltages, and we see the variation of holes and electrons when we increase the voltage of gate to source greater than threshold voltage, less than threshold voltage, and so on. So now we move to the next. Next we are talking about a MOSFET. So now as you can see, we already see this diagram in 3D way as a MOS structure. So you can see the gate terminal, oxide, SiO2 and substrate, and as you can see it's a p-type of substrate. VB it's a substrate, gate voltage, TOX, as you can see the thickness of oxide, gate terminal and substrate and oxide terminal. So with help of this type of the substrate and terminal, we can design a particular MOSFET. And basically we are talking about terminals, then definitely we are considering the gate, drain and source. But in terms of the 3D way, it's look like a sandwich point of view. So on the upper side you can see the gate voltage or gate terminal, and the lower side you can see the substrate voltage. So as I already told you that we are not considering the substrate in number of cases, because we ideally consider the substrate voltage is equal to 0. But now we move to the next, and also we are considering that how gate voltage and gate, drain and source terminal generally affect the substrate too. Most MOSFET have basically 3 layers, as you can see the gate, metal gate electrode, SiO2 layer and p-type of substrate. The MOS structure form a capacitor. So as you can see, it's look like a capacitor, because as a capacitor also have a 2 terminals, and one side is a leg and second side also a leg. So it's from a capacitor with gate and substrate are as a 2 plates and oxide layer as the dielectric material. And the thickness of SiO2 layer is usually from 10 nm to 50 nm. Carrier concentration and distribution within the substrate can be manipulated by external voltage applied to gate and substrate terminal. So as you can see, we can also vary terminals related to the gate and substrate, because you also know when you apply the certain voltages to the terminal, then you can see the effects on voltage side too. So we can easily identify that what exactly the voltage or effect is produced near the surface or near the substrate terminal. Now, to understand the structure of MOS, first consider the basic electric property of p-type semiconductor substrate. It's called as a mass action law, that N is a carrier concentration of electrode, and P is a carrier concentration of holes, and Ni is an intrinsic carrier concentration of silicon. So basically, as we discuss that when you're talking about the mass action law, then we have to focus on this type of the electrons, holes and the concentration material, that with help of these 3 layers that you can design any type of the MOSFET. The doping concentration of Na is 10 raised to 15 to 10 raised to 16 centimeter minus cube is greater than intrinsic concentration in Ni type of impurity. So with help of this diagram or this particular energy level, we can design any type of a substrate. So now if you're talking about a particular MOSFET, or when we're talking about the structure of MOSFET, when we're talking about the conducting level of the MOSFET, then we have to think about the diagram that we already studied in the first year of engineering. It's an energy band diagram that you already know. See, as you can see, the valence electrons, Fermi level, intrinsic Fermi level, conduction band, free space. So when the electrons have a certain amount of energy and it crosses the Fermi level, then definitely it can reach the conduction level, that we already studied. And the Fermi level is play a main role to provide a conductivity to the substrate and determinant. So it's play a main role when you are dealing with electrons, because for providing a certain amount of conductivity, it play a main role that how this particular content and method and particular level of electrons can reach to the conduction band. So it's play a main role when you are dealing with a free space and also with a conduction band. So this diagram is very important for understanding the movement of electrons from it move from valence to Fermi, Fermi to intrinsic Fermi level and conduction band. So this diagram is very popular when you are dealing with a low voltage and low current point of view, because in this both the situation we have to deal with a certain amount of voltages or with a specific amount of content that we have. So it's play a main role when we are dealing with a content. So as you can see, the same diagram we have for the metal, oxide and semiconductor level. So as we have the valence electrons, conduction band, band diagram, Fermi level, and these are the basic concept that it relate to a specific metal, oxide and semiconductor content, and based on these three diagram and energy level we can set any energy diagram to the particular content. So it play a main role. With help of this diagram only we can reach out or we can work on certain voltages. And also in terms of the VLSI technology, as we all know now, VLSI technology is generally working in low power applications. So in this low power application, this band is play a main role, and also in current situation the band values will be changed and it can be reached near to 1 or 1.7. Insulating SiO2 layer has a large energy band gap of 8 eV and the working function is 95 eV. So metal gate has work on 400 eV, and here the work function are the different, so it can be create a voltage drop across the MOS system. So in your book, or if you recall the VLSI book, it's a Sanmokan, then you can easily see this type of the diagram is available in your books. It indicates the metal, it indicates the oxide level, and this one is for the semiconductor. It moves from valence band to the conduction band, and you can also see the intrinsic and Fermi level potential difference between these diagrams. So Fermi potential level of the metal gate and semiconductor are at same potential, and Fermi potential at surface is called the surface potential phi s, and it is smaller than Fermi potential phi f in magnitude level. So basically this diagram is very popular if you see in the VLSI technology design, because Fermi level and Fermi level potentials play a main role when you are dealing with a potential difference. Now the question is arise in our mind, what is MOSFET? So as you already know, the MOSFET basically it's a metal oxide semiconductor transistor, and it's look like a capacitor because we have a two junction of P and N, and the channel is formed between these two terminal, and with help of the gate voltage we can control and monitor a whole junction diagram. So now as you can see, if the gate voltage will be increased beyond the threshold voltage, is VGS is greater than VTO, then inversion layer will be established on the surface and N channel will be formed between source and drain. So as you already know, because in MOSFET as an external bias topic in previous session we already discussed, if you increase VGS more and more, now the inversion layer is take place and it create a channel of N type, and this N type channel will be carry the drain current according to the VDS value. Now you can see the concept of the MOSFET. So MOSFET is operated in three regions. It is a cutoff region, linear region and saturation region. In cutoff region means there is no channel is formed, and in linear region the channel will be formed, and in saturation region the channel will be formed, but after some time it will be break. So now these three regions we have to study, and And what is cutoff region first of all? So cutoff region means what? The channel will not form because VGS is less than 0. So if you not provide sufficient voltages to the gate to source terminal, if it is not greater than threshold voltage, so in this situation the channel will not form. So we can say that right now it is in cutoff region. Like silicon, if you provide the below 0.7 voltage, then the silicon will not conduct. So it's called as a cutoff region. Now what is linear? At VDS is equal to 0, the thermal equilibrium exists in inverted channel region and the drain current ID is equal to 0. Now if small drain voltage VDS is greater than 0 is applied, the drain current is proportional to VDS will start to flow from source to the drain terminal. And the channel give a continuous path for the flow of channel from source to drain. And this mode of operation is called a linear region when channel is actually start to form. And this is called a linear region that as you can see. In this particular situation, your gate voltage is greater than 0 and you apply the small amount of VDS and then you can see the drain current is formed and the channel will be established. And the depletion region is also created because as you already know, we can directly reach to the inversion layer because if you increasing the voltage greater than threshold voltage, then first of all it is in accumulation, then depletion and then surface inversion take place as we already studied in external bias effect. So as you can see the channel will be formed, depletion layer also will be created. Fine. So it is because of the channel form, so it's called as a linear region. Now in saturation, if you increase more and more VDS, then what exactly happen? So at the same time, as you can see, if you increase more and more, then after some time it reach to the saturation point. And after majority charge carrier will increase on VDS side, so it will extract all the n type of electrons on one particular VDS side. And VGS have a small value. So after some time, you can see this ratio will be established because of the majority charge here. It will extract or it will fetch all the electron, so there is thin layer is created over here, and after some time you can see it create a pinch off point because channel will be break at this particular point if you increase more and more VDS saturation and it reach to the VDS saturation value. So it play a main role when we are dealing with a high VDS value. Because of increasing the VDS value here, positive charging ratio here, because of the majority charge positive, it will increase or it will fetch or attract all the electrons near the substrate. So as you can see, the channel will be break down from the region and it will called a pinch off point. And you can also see the variation in depletion region. So these are the three regions, as you can see, the cutoff region, linear region and saturation region. Okay, so these are the MOSFET characteristic. We can say that next in study we are study the current and voltage characteristic, but these are the basic operation of the MOSFET, that what exactly the effect is produced in terms of the voltage side too. So in next session we are also discuss about the current and voltage characteristic and what current and voltage characteristic is actually work and how actually it will affect the basic current and voltage characteristic in terms of hardware and software. So current and voltage characteristic is also play a main role when we are working with the specific amount of content that we have, and also we study that how current and voltage we can minimize, or with help of this particular current and voltage characteristic how we can check or identify the characteristic of the particular component. Because if you see in each and every component characteristic, you can see the VDS VGS diagram or in terms of the flow chart, because this diagram is play a main role to designing or manufacturing any type of component. So I hope you like this session and you definitely get the idea about these three type of the region. As you can see, the cutoff region, the channel will not form in linear because of the VDS is greater than 0 and VG is greater than threshold voltage, the channel will be formed and after increasing more and more VDS, so after some time the thickness of the channel will be decreased near the VDS terminal, but after some time it will leave that terminal. So it's called a pinch off point. So I hope you like this session, and if you have any doubt then you can contact me. So thank you very much.